Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today with us we have GNOME 48 Bengaluru. This is the alpha version and we have tons of new features. So without wasting further time, we're just gonna dive right in. Alright, so welcome back to GNOME 48. Welcome. We're gonna stick to English. Bienvenido. Let's just go on next. English United States. This is gonna be default. Location services. This depends on you really. And we are going to put, let's just put Kolkata for old time's sake. I'm not in Kolkata right now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Full name, we're just gonna give Anirban, that's it. Parental controls, yeah, I'm good. Password, same old joke with the very strong password of my nickname. And all done. We're going to start using GNOME OS. So this is GNOME 48. Welcome. We can take the tour. Let's just take it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be very familiar with the tour already, but let's just do it for old time's sake. Let's begin. So we get an overview. The overview shows all your apps and windows. Press the super key to open it. So this is the super key. You get the overview. This is your Windows. And this is your applications. This is your dock with the pinned apps. Pretty good. Powerful search. So you can just start typing. So you press the super key, you type anything, TER, it brings up the terminal. That's pretty good. Powerful search, very powerful. You can you could do tons of things. So you can search to launch apps, find files, perform calculations, and much more. I'm pretty sure all of you are very familiar with all of this. If you are not, well, you're welcome to be interested. GNOME is actually pretty good and it looks very good too. So you could stay organized with workspaces like I showed you. You have multiple workspaces. These are dynamic. So let's just say I open text editor and I drag it over to this workspace. So now you get 3 workspaces as you can see over here. Anyway, we're just going to stick to the original one for now. And you can swipe up and down using a trackpad. This is unfortunately inside a virtual machine, so I can't exactly show you that. Swipe left and right to move between workspaces. It is a one-to-one gesture, so it looks very good when you do it. And that's it. So yeah, welcome to GNOME 48 Bengaluru once again. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead with the tour. So before we jump into what's new, let's just give you a basic idea. You already saw some of it. So on the left is your workspace indicator. So the pill is the workspace that you are in right now. So if you go to the second one, it's going to show you like this. If you go to the third one, it's going to show you like this. Now you can see that there are 2 because the first workspace was deleted. So the moment you move over to the next one, the first one, since it had no windows in it, it was already gone. All right. So in the middle, you got your date and time. You also get your calendar, world clocks, weather, location. You can set D&D, and you do get your notifications here as well. And over here is your control center, control panel, whatever you like to call it. I believe this is a glitch, but you have your network connections, your power modes. This is balanced, power saver. You can enable or disable. Wow. The wallpaper looks stunning in dark style. We're going to come to dark style a little bit later, but that looks fantastic. This is settings. You can take a screenshot. You can lock your computer or you can turn off your computer. Pretty handy. Alright, so with that out of the way, we can talk about what's new this time around, and I'm pretty sure you guys are not going to be disappointed. So let's just dive right into that, okay? So let's just go through this article and we can talk about what's new this time in GNOME 48 Bengaluru. Alright, so the alpha version of GNOME 48 is here with OSD notifications for headphone connections, support for screen time and health breaks, support for screen time limits system, sys ext support to toolbox tooling, convenience logging API for extensions, support for configuring monitors as for lease, support for system belt protocol, built-in render dock support. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know a lot of these, but that's okay. Tons of new changes. If you know it, you're welcome to share it in the comments to tell me what are these that I actually missed. All right, so GNOME 48 Alpha also improves color management support, detection of preferred primary devices, input-output latency of cursor movements, frame rate on monitors attached to secondary GPUs in copy mode, accessibility of the keyboard backlit toggle in quick settings, contrast of notification placeholder, on-screen support, keyboard appearance, and quick settings appearance. The GNOME Software Package Manager received an experimental system sys update plugin, improved performance when loading updates, improvements to upvoting or downvoting reviews, support for including dependencies with an estimated download size, various minor interface improvements for keyboard navigation and small screens, improved uninstallation of Snap apps. I believe a lot of people are going to love this one, how to uninstall Snap apps, and support for warning users about microphone permissions whenever an app has Pipewire access. Now, meanwhile, we're inside Software Manager. Let's just go ahead and take a look. So this is the famous Software Manager for GNOME. I absolutely love the way it looks, the way it performs. To me, this is phenomenal. So you have beautiful cards at the top showing you good apps that you might need. You have different categories: create, work, play, socialize, learn. You do get editor's choice, new and updated. And yeah, that's it. I mean, you can obviously go ahead and search. Let's just go ahead and, for example, let's say Firefox. By the way, I had to download Firefox on this computer because Epiphany, for some reason, it would just crash every time I launched it. Now, this is an alpha. I can't blame anything really, whatever happens in the system. It's an alpha after all. So here we can see we not only have beautiful screenshots, but also we have a little description. Then we have the installed size and potentially unsaved because it can access hardware devices, can read or write your downloads. I guess this is, I mean, if you're visiting potentially harmful websites, you can do damage to your computer. But otherwise, you're perfectly fine and good with Firefox. This is for desktop usage only, and it also has an EC age rating, which contains no age inappropriate content. So as a browser, in and of itself, it doesn't have anything, although, you know, version number. And then you have the community built. So this app is developed by the international community in the open and released under the MPL 2.0 license. So you do get lots of details. You also get the project website, how to donate if you want to, report an issue, or just want help. You can also write a review. And one of the things that I love is other apps by Mozilla. So yeah, it's pretty comprehensive for each and every app. And you also have the installation source. So this is the Flatpak or FlatHub version that I installed, and it's showing me as such. You can also uninstall the app from here, and you can directly open it by clicking on this button. Pretty much self-explanatory. You do have a list of installed apps. You can see Audio Player. This is a new default app for GNOME 48, and let's move on. All right, so now you also get the GNOME Maps app has been moved to Modus v2 API for Transit 2 support, AWT spinner widgets for all spinners, and an AWT toggle group widget for the routing mode switcher. The new version also features refreshed header bar icons for layers and favorites menu button, animation to the favorite star when favoring a place, a redesigned POI edit dialog, and support for closing the sidebar with the escape key. I really love the Maps app in GNOME. It's one of my favorite apps. And let's just go to India and let's just see. All right, so this is pretty good. Kolkata, yeah, pretty good. It loads it pretty fast, even though it's inside a virtual machine. And this is my, I guess it doesn't have the location because it's in a VM. You can see the layers. You can search for an area. I guess this is explore nearby places. So amenities, eating, drinking, shopping. Pretty good. This is favorites. You can add places to your favorites. What is this? You can, okay, so you can plan a route. So, okay, so you can go to a place and you can just have your directions shown by walking, riding a bike, going on a car, or I guess this is by public transport. And you can export as image. You can also learn about shortcuts. And this is the About Maps 48 Alpha 2. Pretty good. Now coming to the Orca screen reader app. So this received improvements to the event processing by replacing flood handling with flood protection to remain responsive when an app emits too many events, the clipboard with a new unbound command to present clipboard contents, and the spell check by preferring the accessible ID over other heuristics when attempting to identify components of a spell check dialog. Among other changes, the Loop image viewer now also displays XMP metadata for JPEG images and introduces initial support for image editing of JPEG and PNG images with crop, rotate, and flip operations. That is excellent. So this is Image Viewer. I always loved this app. It's very simple, and as you can see, we have a little edit button, so I believe you can edit images. I don't really have images over here with me right now to show you, but I guess we could just go ahead quickly, right? We could go to Pexels, and it should be in Downloads. Right. That's pretty good. So I guess you can go ahead and edit. So you can change the aspect ratio. That's pretty good. You can rotate and you can flip the images. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can save it, you can reset it. Everything seems to be perfectly fine. You can go ahead and make it full screen. You can also see the information related to the file and where it is. All right, so now the GNOME Calendar app also received many design improvements to the event editor dialog. Let's just open that. Calendar there. Oops, I wanted to open calendar. There you are. So if we want to add an event, okay, so you just click and you can add an event today. It's not my birthday, but let's just say my birthday, and you can add it. You can edit the event. So you can see my birthday location. Let's just say India, and you can change the color. I guess this is personal. All day time slot. You can pick a time slot. You can have it set to all day. You can have it repeat. You can add reminders. You can add notes. Hey, nobody saves their own birthday. Remember. All right. You can either go ahead and save it, or you could just, I guess, click on it, go to edit, and then you can delete the event. I guess I would have wanted a delete button right away, but this works just as well. All right, moving on. The Events Document Viewer improves support for Adobe PDF Open Parameters, and the new Decibels audio player received support for multiple windows and playback rate shortcuts. So this is the audio player that I was talking about. It is pretty good. You can open files. You can open music files, obviously. It's just don't compare it to Rhythmbox. Like I said earlier while I was reviewing the GNOME Software Center, but it can play files. I mean, that's okay for a lot of people. And now coming to the GNOME Calculator app, it received pressure units and a keyboard shortcut for clearing the history. All right, that sounds pretty good. I think we already had Calculator open. So, all right, so it should be here. That's pressure units, Pascal, kilopascal, hectopascal, bar. So I guess bar to Pascal, I don't know, you can 78 bars. This is 7.8 and times 10 to the power 6 Pascal. So that's pretty good. Okay, so the Epiphany web browser received a warning regarding disabling website data storage, an improved history dialog, a redesigned privacy report dialog, cycling through the items in the address bar dropdown, and a simplified UI for importing bookmarks and passwords. I wish I could show this to you, but Epiphany is not working today. Last but not least, the GNOME Control Center app received support for battery charge limiting in the power panel, a button to open custom search locations in the search panel, and an initial Wellbeing panel that's currently disabled by default. But I guess I could take a screenshot from somewhere. And almost all of the settings panels have been updated by fixing bugs and crashes while improving existing functionality. Let's just see where I think I saw the screenshot somewhere. Okay, yeah, there it is. So this is the digital Wellbeing that's going to be made for GNOME, and this looks incredible. Actually, I mean, this is just so good. Let's just zoom in. All right, so you can see we have screen time, we have screen limits, daily time limit, bedtime schedule. You can set the bedtime, grayscale. So, I mean, you know, you don't see the colors, and you actually don't want to use your phone that much. Health breaks, eyesight breaks, movement breaks schedule, sounds. This sounds pretty good. and I would really love to see it completely developed in GNOME. Alright, so coming back, almost all of the settings panels have been updated by fixing bugs and crashes while improving existing functionality, and apps like GNOME Font Viewer, Clock, Snapshot, Boxes, Sudoku, and all the other apps and some of the default extensions also received minor changes. So that's about the new things that are in GNOME this time around, but one of the main things is checking out the wallpapers. That's always like my favorite part of any distro review or UI of like desktop review. I really love checking out the wallpapers. I'm not really sure which ones are new absolutely this time around, but they do look fantastic, and they are also divided into wallpapers for light mode and dark mode, so you are going to actually love them. Now, when you are actually using them, using GNOME with something like Fedora, it's actually going to change the wallpaper with whatever Fedora team has decided this time around. I believe it looks really good. All of these wallpapers are fantastic, and dark mode, by the way, dark mode looks fantastic as well. I guess you guys have already seen dark mode plenty of times. It looks very, very good. I guess for this video, I'm going to stick with this. What do you say, guys? I do miss app extensions a lot when I'm on GNOME, on vanilla GNOME, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, GNOME itself is fantastic. It's really very colorful, and I really do enjoy using GNOME and it's one of my favorites. The way Ubuntu actually customizes GNOME, I really love that as well, and that version of GNOME is actually my favorite. So with that, we come to the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.